Yo, what up? It's your boy Big Up, and y'all already know what it is. Today we're going to be finishing up our top 20 fantasy wide receivers. So we're going to have to dive on in. Let me put y'all on some game. At 10, I got Puka Nacua, and Puka Nacua is a very physical wide receiver, man. He gets a lot of touches last year, and I think he's going to do more of the same this year. He's dynamic, he's explosive, he makes some big plays happen, and I think he's going to again do more of the same thing he did last year, and that's why I got him at my wide receiver 10. And guess what? I got two number 10s. I couldn't decide between the two. So I also got Ladd McConkey in my wide receiver 10 as well. And, man, I think Ladd McConkey is going to come on strong this year. He did pretty good last year. And, again, he's going to do more of the same thing that he did. I think he might get an uptick in targets this year. So I think he got a good chance at finishing that wide receiver 10 also. And then my wide receiver 9, I got A.J. Brown. And A.J. Brown, y'all already know he's a physical wide receiver. He's a guy who can go get the ball in contact. He can make some things happen after the catch. The main thing, he just got to stay healthy throughout the season in order to pay out for your fantasy. But I think he's always a great pick when he's out there on the field. And you can't leave a draft without getting him if you got a chance. At my wide receiver 8, I got Drake London. And Drake London, he's one of those guys, man, who, on the field, you can see he got all the tools, very physical, guy who can do some things after the catch. And, I think if they can get him the ball, he can finish up in a high position and be a great draft pick for you. So that's why I got him at my wide receiver 8. And in my wide receiver 7, I got Malik Nabers. And, he had a great rookie campaign last year. He showed he's one of the most unstoppable wide receivers in the game. And as long as his quarterback can get him the ball, I think he's going to be a great pick for fantasy. And in my wide receiver 6, I got Amon-Ra St. Brown. And Amon-Ra St. Brown is one of those, top wide receivers every single year on one of the high offensive scoring teams. And he's that go-to guy. So, I think he's going to do more of the same thing this year. The only thing, with him is just making sure, he's able to stay healthy throughout the year so he can pan out for your fantasy team. But other than that, that guy does it all out there on the field. And then my wide receiver 5, I got Brian Thomas. Had a great rookie campaign last year. I think him and Trevor Lawrence is going to really get it together this year. He definitely is the number one target on that team. And we should see his efficiency go all the way up. I think this guy could do a little bit of everything. Blue collar, hard nosed guy who can make some things happen after the tackle. So look out for Brian Thomas. And then my wide receiver 4, I got Nico Collins. And Nico Collins is a dynamic wide receiver. Last year, he got the job done, and I think he can do more of that this year. He was leading all wide receivers up until the time he got hurt. As long as he's out there on the field, I don't think too many people can stop it, man. And that's why I got him in my wide receiver 4. And then my wide receiver 3, I got CeeDee Lamb. And CeeDee Lamb, man, he's one of those dynamic wide receivers. Them Cowboys got one of the high offensive teams. So I think CeeDee Lamb can come back and do more of the same thing. As long as he's healthy and he's out there on that field, I think he can do and finish in the high level. He's still the number one guy for the Cowboys in spite of them bringing in more wide receivers this year. So I think, CeeDee Lamb is still going to be a great pick for fantasy. And my number 2 wide receiver, I got Ja'Marr Chase. And last year he finished number 1. And that's not out of the outcomes this year. I think he's on a team with a very high offensive team. And I think there's room for Ja'Marr Chase to finish at a high level. He's one of those dynamic wide receivers, strong, physical, can do a lot after the catch, can go up and get contested, and he can do it all. So, I think he's going to have another outstanding year. And that's why I got Ja'Marr Chase at my number 2 wide receiver. And at number 1, I got Justin Jefferson. And Justin Jefferson, he's another wide receiver that can do it all. Him and Ja'Marr Chase, they can interchange 1 or 2 any given year. This guy's on a high offensive team. He's the number 1 target on that team. He's unstoppable. And I think Justin Jefferson's going to have a great fantasy year. And that's why I got him at my number 1. Let's go. And those are my top 20 fantasy wide receiver rankings. Until next time, y'all know where I'll be, in the lab. And I'll see you when I see you. Peace. Follow, subscribe, like, and hit that bell for more fire content. You feel me?